everyone, welcome to Little Party. I really couldn't hold anymore, Alejo, when Alejo started doing that. Hello, everyone, welcome to 10 Minutes Astrology and Little Pony Time. So today we have two unicorns. Why?
Because
Why,
we're talking
Alejo,
about
we
the
have
moon
to
in Pisces, which is in touch
Ah,
with the invisible world, things we don't normally
so
see.
we all become fairyland.
Yes.
That is the feeling when you're working too hard.
Yeah. So I want to be respectful. We're just making a joke, of course. The moon in Pisces, Pisces is the sign of something that has to do with being sensible to read layers of reality that are not usually accessible to the
Hmm.
five senses. So we always make jokes about people that have a lot of Pisces, that are a little bit dreamy, that are a little bit they have a lot of imagination,
Hmm.
and they're maybe very spiritual inclined, that kind
Hmm.
of thing. So we're just making a joke. Please, nobody take it as an offense.
Yeah, no. I think it is very interesting because, the modern society is they want everything material, they want everything concrete, with some theory support and something tangible, something they can hold on their hand, and something they can exchange to cash. But all these value are not the Piscean value.
Exactly. No.
Yeah, then they either to deny them or just make joke with them. So this is a very interesting, especially Moon in Pisces. They have the living inside of this magic realm, magic kingdom for most of the
Yeah.
time. So that is pretty interesting. Especially the Pisces is a mutable water sign. Yeah, basa. What happened?
You look so funny with the unicorn thing. Sorry. Go on, please.
Go on then. Yes, this the people knowing we're recording this so hard. So try to hold a straight face. Talking about mutable sign with the water sign. So there is the adoption with their feeling. There's adoption
Yes.
total future. Their feeling is their mood is showing is kind of trying to adopt with the future. Alejo, how does a how what do they need in everyday's life?
So I would say they need fantasy. They need to connect with other realms. They need
Mm-hmm.
imagination. Also, I would say they need emotions, of course. They need to feel that they are in touch with other people emotions. Basically, I would say with the moon in Pisces, what happens is that Pisces dissolves things. So the caretaker, the figure of nurturing, the figure of the person who is protecting us gets dissolved, it kind of
Mm.
disappears in some way. So maybe the person
Mm.
was not fully present, was not fully available, but
Uh-huh.
emotionally, the child did feel that there was this protective source. But maybe physically they were not so physically there, but there
Mm-hmm.
was the feeling that they were there. So they had to, in a way, imagine this caretaker. They had to connect
Mm-hmm.
with an imaginary figure who was taking care of them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very interesting because a lot of people who have moon in Pisces, when you tell them that the caretaker might have not been fully present, they tell you, no, my mom was a super mom. She did everything for us. And it's like, yeah, of course, there was a huge amount of love. This is not the question. Uh, but then, sometimes during the session, I remember one case particularly, in the middle of the session, the woman said, yeah, because my mom was working all the time, so we never saw her. So, she had the feeling that she was always there, even though she had the experience that she has wasn't there, because not because she didn't love them, but because she had to be working to help them, right? So this is the
Yeah.
experience of the moon in Pisces. They end up sometimes idealizing, creating an image of who this caretaker is, and they connect with that. And then when they grow up, when they become adults, then
Mm-hmm.
this is their talent. Their talent is to to be in touch with your emotions, to adapt your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
to change according to, to sense what's the environment and change according to that. They might have a strong sense of imagination, and they have, this capacity for love, because Pisces
Mm,
is no boundaries, so they can
mm-hmm,
nurture everyone. They become like the
mm-hmm,
universal mother. They have this
mm-hmm,
ability to nurture and to care. And people who meet them, they find they are understood. They find they are loved. They find they are not judged by this person, because they have, this huge amount of nurturing ability. The problem, of course, the shadow of that is the lack of boundaries. Exactly. That
mm-hmm.
sometimes, they might be taken advantage. They might become too idealistic. So if they have too much imagination, they might lose a little bit of the sense of the reality. So this might be the shadow, right? And then in critical situations, of course, what are they going to do? They're going to go into Pisces mode. So this could mean
Mm-hmm.
they might go into victimization mode, like, somebody save
Oh,
me. This could mean they're going to go into an alternative reality. So I know, I trust, and I hope something is going to happen, so total denial of the reality. Or this could mean that maybe they're going to go and do something creative. They're
yeah.
going to delve with their emotions, and they're going to navigate their emotions, and then they're going to do something creative that from outside seems a little bit crazy, perhaps, or too imaginative, but actually is taking acknowledge of their emotions, taking,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to embrace their emotions, which, as you said, because of the world we live, when somebody retires because they feel sad and they tell you, I need a day on my own, and maybe they are crying for a whole day, because of the world we live, we judge it as the wrong behavior,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not a very
Yeah.
adaptive behavior. But actually, maybe it's the behavior we should have. And the moon in Pisces is so in touch with their emotions that they might allow themselves to do that, to go
Mm.
at home and just cry because they're sad or whatever, or something happened.
Yeah. I think one thing moon in Pisces, what do they need in every day is get in touch with their feeling or imagination or their creativity or their feeling about no boundary. So there is so many different ways to express or to get in touch with that magical world. Either is with the maybe science fiction, fantasy novel, or artwork, or maybe just meditation. Just meditate,
Yeah.
then they can really get in hold with that. I can't wait to share today's case with you because
Yeah.
we all love him. Here is J.R.R. Tolkien, the most famous author. His work of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, you know,
Yeah.
is like should be say the kind of a most important fantasy work in the world literature. So Alejo, we just noticed he has a moon and the Jupiter in Pisces.
Yeah, so this is a person with a huge imagination. Like you were saying, like a person who needs in everyday life to be in touch with a different, with another realm, with a magical world. And you can imagine him in Exeter College. Actually, it was in Exeter College that he saw the hobbits. He imagined the
Yes,
hobbits in one of the gardens of Exeter College, right? So
yes.
um, you can imagine this person, the way he was creating the languages for the people in Middle Earth. He was kind of living in an alternative reality at the same time. And if you read his biography, a lot of the events that happen in Middle Earth are actually an expression or a manifestation, his way of dealing with things that were happening in his real life, and
Mm,
his way of digesting what was happening in his real life was through his magical world, through his
definitely.
the world he had created. Also, he wrote this essay about the importance of fantasy.
Mm-hmm,
What's the name? I don't know. Mythopoeia. It's called Mythopoeia. I
mm-hmm,
don't know how you read it in English. Which is about the importance of the creation of myths, the importance of myths. And he's
mm-hmm,
criticizing the language of science that denies fairies and that
mm-hmm.
denies magical beings, and how important it is to trust in these other characters. And he was very judged by this. He was a sun in Capricorn. So
Yeah,
he, at the same time, he felt like, what am I doing? His colleagues were like, come on, you're a professor in the university. Why
yeah.
are you writing these children's stories about fairies?
You can see he has that need because the moon in Pisces sextile Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. He give a I agree. Maybe his colleague in the adult world will say that, but they don't know what he created. He allowed a lot of children or young adult or maybe adult can have a reason step into their imagination world. They said that it's not just a story. He created a world and he created a
Yeah.
mythology.
Yeah.
He created a mythology. Without him, we probably not going to think about, oh, anyone nowadays can create another set of a mythology, you know.
Exactly.
And that is the beauty of it. And that is still a Capricorn feeling there with the system. But you still, the things he couldn't, the things in his childhood or in his everyday life, how he deal with that, with the war, with the world, how his experience with the war, and how he lost his parents in the early age, and how he been taken away from his, you know, beautiful countryside life to the big city. Then his yearn of that beautiful countryside life become sharp, become his love for this where Hobbit live, the beautiful land. I think all this imagination, there is a little bit, compensate or redemption there. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
well, yeah, thank you, Alejo. Well, we finally finish all the moon sign.
Yes. Well done.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So, well, we still continuing doing the 10 minutes astrology, but the next time we will bring you something very different. See you next time. Bye bye.
Take care.